More drama is on the way for Lisa and Carla Connor-Swain after it was revealed that their daughter, Betsy, will be rushed to hospital following a medical emergency. Coronation Street viewers have already been reacting to the upcoming storyline, with many sharing their thoughts online as the much-loved Connor-Swain family returns to the spotlight. News spoilers have confirmed that Lisa and Carla are set to face another heartbreaking ordeal when Betsy suddenly collapses at home and is taken to hospital by ambulance in next week's episodes of the ITV soap. Fans had been hoping the couple would finally enjoy some happiness after tying the knot earlier this year. Their long-awaited wedding came after months of emotional turmoil, including the unexpected return of Lisa's former wife, Becky Swain, shortly after Lisa and Carla became engaged and settled into their new home at number 6 Coronation Street. Becky's arrival created major problems for the couple and almost ended their relationship, but Lisa and Carla eventually found their way back to each other. Once they had reunited, Carla eagerly threw herself into planning their special day, which finally took place in April. Their wedding nearly ended in disaster when flooding at the Chariot Square Hotel, secretly caused by Carl Webster, threatened to cancel the ceremony. However, after Ryan Connor offered Lisa some much-needed encouragement, she came up with a last-minute solution. Lisa persuaded Carla to abandon her gloomy day indoors before taking her to the hotel, where she surprised her by announcing that the ceremony would still go ahead. With Lisa's daughter Betsy, Carla's nephew Ryan, and trusted family friend Roy Cropper acting as witnesses, the pair exchanged vows and officially became wives. The ceremony marked a milestone for Coronation Street, as Lisa and Carla became the first female couple to successfully marry in Weatherfield. Instead of enjoying life as newlyweds, however, Lisa was quickly drawn back into work after the shocking murder of Theo Silverton, whose body had been discovered by Betsy on the night of the wedding. Now the family is facing another terrifying crisis, with Betsy left fighting for her life. A newly released preview on Coronation Street's YouTube channel shows an ambulance leaving number 6 before Carla rushes to the hospital, where she finds Lisa sitting anxiously beside Betsy's bed. Exactly what causes Betsy's collapse remains a mystery, while Dylan unexpectedly finds himself under suspicion as her condition deteriorates. The soap has teased that the truth will soon emerge as Lisa desperately searches for answers. Accusations begin to fly, and Betsy struggles to accept a diagnosis that will permanently change her future. Fans quickly shared their reactions after watching the first-look trailer. Although many are deeply worried about Betsy's fate, plenty are excited to see the Connor-Swain family taking center stage once again. Just when Coronation Street viewers thought Megan Walsh's story had finally come to an end, actress Beth Nixon has hinted that the notorious villain could one day return to Weatherfield. The prospect of Megan making a comeback is unlikely to please fans, especially Will Driscoll, whose life was torn apart by her actions. The disgraced former athletics coach arrived on the cobbles last year and initially appeared to be a respected member of the community. However, behind closed doors, she used her position of trust to groom teenage Will and draw him into an inappropriate and exploitative relationship, all while keeping his family completely unaware. Throughout the ordeal, Megan carefully controlled Will by alternating between affection and emotional manipulation. One moment she would shower him with attention, only to distance herself the next. She even started a relationship with school head teacher Daniel Osborne to maintain appearances and avoid suspicion. For a long time, Will failed to recognize the abuse he was experiencing. Surprisingly, it was young Sam Blakeman who first became suspicious of Megan's behavior. As Sam investigated her actions and eventually exposed the truth, the pressure took a severe toll on his own well-being. Megan relentlessly targeted the youngster, subjecting him to intimidation and harassment that ultimately contributed to a serious mental health crisis. Determined to stop her, Leanne Battersby joined forces with her sister Toya and Will's stepmother Eva Price in an effort to gather evidence. Despite their efforts, Megan consistently stayed ahead of those trying to bring her to justice. Even Will's formidable grandmother, Maggie Driscoll, failed to bring about her downfall. After Maggie pushed Megan during a heated confrontation while Megan was supposedly pregnant with Will's baby, Megan falsely claimed the incident caused a miscarriage. In reality, she had secretly chosen to terminate the pregnancy. The turning point finally came when Tim Metcalf recognized similarities between Will's situation and his own childhood experiences. As Will prepared to abandon everything and run away to Paris with Megan, Tim persuaded him to see the reality of the relationship. His words helped Will understand the manipulation he had endured and gave him the courage to report Megan to the police, leading to her arrest. Last week's courtroom showdown proved tense from start to finish. The case initially appeared to be collapsing when Will took the witness stand and shockingly claimed he had fabricated allegations about a sexual relationship with Megan. Matters became even more complicated when Ben Driscoll lost his temper during the proceedings and was removed from court following an angry outburst while Megan was being questioned. At that stage, a guilty verdict seemed increasingly unlikely. However, the judge recognized that Will had not been truthful in his original testimony and granted him the opportunity to give evidence again. This time, he spoke honestly about the emotional and sexual abuse he had suffered. The moment many viewers had been waiting for soon followed as the jury returned guilty verdicts on every charge, and Megan was sentenced to 5 years behind bars. Her final scenes showed her being led away from the dock while furiously insisting that Will had lied, maintaining her innocence and promising to challenge the verdict through an appeal. Could Megan somehow find a way back onto the street in the future? Beth Nixon certainly hasn't ruled it out. Speaking on the Inside Soap podcast, the actress gave an intriguing response when asked whether fans might see Megan again. "We'll have to wait and see," she teased. Beth also admitted she would happily reprise the role if the opportunity arose, even if future scenes were set entirely in prison. "I'd absolutely love to return," she said. "If I was ever asked back, I'd say yes straight away. I enjoyed every minute of it and was incredibly emotional when filming my final day. It was such a fantastic experience, and I felt very fortunate to be trusted with such a major storyline. There was so much depth to the character and the material. Hopefully viewers connected with it, and I'd definitely be interested in seeing what Megan's life in prison would look like." As for how Megan might adapt to life behind bars, Beth believes things may not be straightforward. Although the character is highly skilled at manipulating people and escaping difficult situations, prison presents an entirely different challenge. Viewers already learned during Wednesday's episode that Megan had become involved in a fight while incarcerated. Reflecting on her character's future, Beth suggested that prison would place Megan among a wide variety of strong personalities, making it far harder for her to maintain the control she once enjoyed. Coronation Street airs on ITV1 on weekday evenings and is also available to stream on ITVX.